Hello and welcome to my Media Museum, part 5 of batch 3 of our 45 RPM vinyl records picture sleeves collection. And we're starting off here with Queen. Really interesting cover. They got a negative image, and when we flip it over you'll see that it's even reversed. It's not just negative, it's also flipped. One Vision, which is a good song by Queen, and there you can see that's the image, not negative and not reverse. So see how he's making a muscle there? That's kind of the giveaway. But yeah, this was not on one of the original Queen albums. This was from Iron Eagle, the motion picture soundtrack, and it's got a song on the B-side that I believe also was not on a Queen album. So this is a pretty special 45 single to have. And I did show up on one of the greatest hits compilations, so it's not rare by any means, but it's still a unique single to have. Queen got into some movie soundtracks there for a while with Flash Gordon and, couple other things. Brian May's tinkered around with some of the soundtrack work as well. But we've got the One Vision label there, and the Blurred Vision label there on the B side for you. Nice, colorful, but again, it's a little hard to see because of the silver on black. Blurs your vision. And then one of the worst picture sleeves I've ever seen in my life, Queen and David Bowie, Under Pressure. Okay, that's cool, but hey, it's so plain and black you can see the reflection of the camera off of it. But alright, the backside, they did a little bit with the backside. And this came off of Greatest Hits, apparently. And there again, we've got some lyrics, which it's always nice to have the lyrics. I don't dwell on them too much here because, in this day and age with the internet, if you want to read lyrics, you can look up lyrics to any song. They're all out there. They're easily to find. Not like back in the day when if they didn't give them to you on the album sleeve, you have to sit there and just try and figure out what they were singing. And there again, you get a lot of mistaken lyrics from that. But here we got the A-side label with Under Pressure, Queen and David Bowie. And the B-side is just Queen without David Bowie doing Soul Brother. So there you have it. I'm not sure if that was on one of the Queen's albums or not, or if that was an exclusive B-side. I'm just not really sure. I love Queen. I was into Queen a lot up until about the time of jazz. Then I started getting much more into metal. But News of the World was the last one of their albums that I was really excited about and really loved at the time that it came out. Here we got The Fix, another band that I'm not really into, don't know really well, but one thing leads to another. What a great song. Definitely remember this song. It's definitely one of the 80s dance or pop songs that I don't hate. And this is a remixed edited version, so that makes this 45 something special. It's not just the album version, it's not the version you've heard a million times. It's a little different. And look at the back artwork, that's kind of cool. I like the bright colors, I like the coloring, so that's kind of neat. They also gave you the album cover there in the lower corner. So this is a 45 picture sleeve that got things right, in my opinion. Always great to have a different version of the song, whether it be an edit or an extended mix or possibly even a live version on a B-side. Always nice to have something special about that vinyl to make it worth having, especially since you went out and bought it, separate from the album. Or may have. Alright, and then the B-side, a song called Opinions. So nothing special noted about that. Probably off of Reach the Beach. It says it's off of Reach the Beach. So but that first one thing leads to another is noted as a remixed edited version, so that makes it kind of cool. Alright, now we got John Fogerty, Love CCR, John did some good stuff. This is probably the best song he did out of his solo career, in my personal opinion. The Old Man Down the Road. Yeah, I liked CCR a lot. I wish they could have stayed together. It'd been interesting to see what kind of music we would have gotten over the years from them. But they had their reasons. I'm not getting into any of that, and really don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I just wish that they would have worked things out and stayed together, because the work he did with CCR was much better than the work he did alone, with the exception of this song. I love this song, The Old Man Down the Road, and what's that other one, Something Girls. But yeah, he had a couple of really great solo songs, this being my favorite. And the B-side here, song called Big Train from Memphis. I do also remember that song. I knew it. Centerfield was a great album. That was probably his best solo effort, not just in my opinion. But now we're getting into a lot of 80s pop here. We're going to see quite a bit. John Waite, Missing You. I do remember this song because I even called up the radio station and dedicated it to a girlfriend that I had recently broke up with. So kind of reminds me of her, actually, because I ain't missing you at all since you've been gone away. Yeah, really wasn't 100% true. I was kind of missing her, but when you break up with somebody or they break up with you, you don't want them to think that you're sad and alone. All right. And so here we go with the A side, and they got it starred. Stars, usually when you see a star on a label on a 45, that's usually designating an A side, or the side that they want played on the radio. Promos especially do that a lot. But this one was clearly marked with the B, and oh no, it wasn't. Excuse me, I take that back. So anyways, For Your Love being on the B side. I don't believe that's the same song that you had from, was it the Yardbirds? For your love, I give you everything. Anyways, moving on, we're sticking with that 80s pop, Steve Winwood and Roll With It. Another good 80s song that I didn't dislike a lot. 80s wasn't the best decade for music in my opinion. I love 70s classic rock the best. To me, the 80s, it was all about heavy metal. It was Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. I was all into the hair bands in the late whoa, excuse me, in the late 80s. So, wasn't necessarily a big fan of 80s dance pop music. I went to some clubs, of course. Yeah, I was early 80s, mid 80s. I was a Dayton man, and yeah, you had to deal with it. But I even remember dancing to Madonna. And no, I don't like Madonna. Well, I don't hate her, but it's just not my kind of thing, For what she does it well, or she did. Steve Winwood, Roll With It, A-side label there for you. And on the B-side, had The Morning Side, which isn't a song I necessarily recognize, but other than some lint, that's just some hair there. Look at how beautiful that vinyl is. It's so neat and clean, you can see me. Hello, everybody. All right. Looked like the day was made. All right, now here's Billy Joel. I liked a lot of Billy Joel. Billy Joel had some great stuff. His greatest hits 1 and 2, every song on it's awesome. I mean, Billy Joel had his day, and his day was good. I liked a lot of Billy Joel stuff. Not so much anymore. I don't know if I've even heard anything from him recently. I know he had a tour not too long ago, but never saw him in concert. Probably wouldn't have, but nothing against him. He did a lot of good music, and I do like Billy Joel. And Tell Her About It is a good song off of An Innocent Man. And the B-side of that being a song called Easy Money, apparently off of the same album. So And there you have the Billy Joel in this stack. And now we've got Christopher Cross and All Right, which isn't a song of his I'm real familiar with. Got a big pink flamingo there on the cover of it. And I loved his first album. Don't know what happened to him or why he just kind of dropped off the planet. Maybe he made his bucks and moved on. I don't know. Didn't follow his career, but I do know that his first album is spectacular. And I do not recognize this song, All Right. It's from the album Another Page, which does kind of ring a bell for me. I may or may not have heard it. I don't believe I owned it. But I definitely own his first one. I've got it on CD even, and I do love that album. It's a really great album with a lot of really great songs on it. B-side here being a song called Long World. So, Christopher Cross. All right, and next up, we've got a Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, love Fleetwood Mac. Unfortunately, we recently lost Christy McVie, and Hold Me is a really good song of theirs. That's a really great group shot there. I like that. I'll try and get that lined up and framed really well there for you. And I recently watched a documentary on Mick Fleetwood and how he got his start, and quite interesting. Good documentary and rather funny. His life was quite a trip. So if you get a chance to see that, you might want to watch that. It's definitely worth a viewing. And Hold Me being the A side, and a Lindsey Buckingham song called Eyes of the World being on the B side of that one. So I always love Stevie. I see she's back out on tour again recently, so good for her. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Well, we'll definitely be back for part 6 and probably quite a few more.